Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will be presenting on the topic food diary and human digestive system. My name is NURHANNAH FATINAH binti AHMAD GHAZALI and my metric number is 11800967 and my partner is NURULHANAN binti AHMAD SANADI. From the verse Al-Quran Surah Al-Ma'idah Ayah 88, to get the right physical and spiritual strength, one should only consume lawful, which is halal, and healthy or wholesome tayyib food. I will be presenting on the fasting state. In the digestive system, whether a person is fasting or not, our body still needs energy. Our primary source of energy is a sugar called glucose, which usually comes from carbohydrates, such as grains, dairy products, fruits, vegetables, and so on. The liver and muscles store the glucose and release it into the bloodstream whenever the body needs it. However, during the fasting, this process changes. After about 8 hours of fasting, the liver will use the last of its glucose reserves. At this point, the body enters into a state called gluconeogenesis, marking the body's transition into fasting mode. Prolonged fasting means no food are being eaten for a long time. Fasting also allows for the body enzyme system to focus on detoxifying and breaking down toxins in the body quickly and efficiently without the job of heavy food digestion. The toxins are being circulated in the body in order for our organs to dearm them. Therefore, it's not always wise to detoxify quickly because a flood of toxins being released at once can cause distress to the body that can do more harm than good. During prolonged fasting, the sequence of organic compounds used up by the body first is carbohydrates, next fats, and lastly is proteins. The metabolism. During fasting, the adipose tissue, muscle, liver, and kidney works together to supply, to convert, and to conserve energy for the body. During the brief post-absorptive period, the blood fuel homeostasis is maintained primarily by hepatic glycogenolysis and adipose tissue lipolysis. As fasting progresses, muscle proteolysis supplies glycogenic amino acids for heightened hepatic gluconeogenesis for a short period of time. Studies have shown that gluconeogenesis increases the number of calories that the body burns. With no carbohydrates coming in, the body creates its own glucose by using mainly fats. In particular, the free fatty acids and ketone bodies are utilized to maintain energy needs. The ability of kidney to conserve ketone bodies prevents the loss of large quantities of these valuable fuels in the urines. This delicate interplay among liver, muscle, kidney, and adipose tissue maintains blood fuel homeostasis and allows humans to survive caloric deprivation for extended periods. During the first couple of days of fasting, both blood sugar level and blood pressure drops, and usually accompanied by headache, dizziness, nausea, and intense hunger. During the second stage, the digestive system focuses its energy on cleansing the body and healing cells. The organs also start to repair their process as well. By the third stage, the energy levels will have increased, and the colon, liver, kidney, lung, and skins are detoxing by eliminating toxins. During the last 10 days of fasting your body becomes more energetic and experiences improved memory and concentration. At this stage, the organs are finishing up their healing process, and once all the toxins are being removed, the body is able to function at its maximum capacity.
Assalamualaikum, I am NURULHANAN will be present part 2, which is eating state. This is our combination of nutrition table. For 3 days, we consume for breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, and a little bit of dessert. So first, for the digestion of carbohydrates, we consume white rice, bread, cereal, and dates. Carbohydrate digestion starts in mouth. The salivary amylase breaks down amylose and amylopectin into smaller chain of glucose called dextrin and maltose. When carbohydrates reach the stomach, the mechanical breakdown is ongoing. The strong peristaltic contraction of the stomach mixes the carbohydrates into the more uniform mixture of chyme. Upon entry of the chyme into the small intestine, pancreatic amylase, which start again the breakdown of dextrin into shorter and shorter carbohydrate chain. So once carbohydrates are chemically broken down into single sugar units, they are then transported into the inside of intestinal cells. The liver takes them up and converts galactose to glucose, breaks fructose into even smaller carbon-containing units, and either stores glucose as glycogen or exports it back to the blood. Once absorbed, glucose molecules travel in the blood to the body cell where they are used for respiration. The glucose reacts with oxygen, releasing energy. Some of the remaining indigestible carbohydrates are broken down by enzymes released by bacteria in the large intestine. The short-chain fatty acids are either used by the bacteria to make energy and grow, are eliminated in the feces, or are absorbed into cells of the colon. For the digestion of protein, we consume sardine, egg, chicken breast, prawn, and tom yum seafood. Protein digestion in the stomach takes a longer time carbohydrate digestion, but a shorter time than fat digestion. Food enters into the stomach where the complex protein is digested into the simple protein of dipeptides by pepsin. Dipeptides are converted into the amino acid by trypsin. In small intestine, food is further digested in the presence of pancreatic juice and bile. The amino acids are transported from the intestinal lumen through the intestinal cell to the blood using ATP. Once the amino acids are in the blood, they are transported to the liver. In the liver, about 50 to 65% remain and are used to synthesize protein, nitrogen-containing compounds, and form purine or pyrimidine bases. In some cases, they may be converted to energy. When you eat food, the body's digestive system breaks down the protein into the individual amino acids, which are absorbed and used by cells to build other proteins, muscles, and few other macromolecules. For digestion of fats, we consume sort of whey. In the stomach, within 2 or 4 hours after eating a meal, roughly 30% of the triacylglycerol are converted to diglycerides and fatty acids by lipase. The stomach's churning and contractions help to disperse the fat molecules. As stomach contents enter the small intestine, bile acts as an emulsifier which attracts and holds on to fat to increase the surface area of lipids, making them more accessible to the digestive enzyme. Once the stomach contents have been emulsified, pancreatic lipase in the small intestine breaks down the fats into free fatty acids and monoglycerides. Bile salts envelop the fatty acid and monoglycerides to form micelles. The fat components are released into the cells of digestive tract lining. Inside of intestinal cells, the monoglycerides and fatty acids reassemble themselves into triacylglycerol. Triacylglycerols, cholesterols, and phospholipids form lipoproteins when joined with a protein carrier to form cyclomicron. So cyclomicrons transport food fats perfectly through the body's water-based environment to specific destinations such as the liver and other body tissues. Stored fat can be found around internal organs called visceral fat and under the skin. That's all from us. Thank you for listening.